Hey everyone, it's me Blanche and welcome to Feast in the Middle East. Today I want to explore the topic of stress eating. A lot of us are dealing with stress, and because of that, are stress eating and even binge drinking. As the sales of alcohol and junk food has soared in the past few weeks, I'm going to arm you with tips and tricks on how to avoid stress eating, along with sharing with you my favorite protein carrot cake recipe that's super satisfying and filling so you won't want to binge on other junk. Right here on Feast in the Middle East. Okay, so what exactly causes stress eating? Boredom. There's a lot more downtime to think about things, and one of those things we think about often is food. And so if you don't keep busy, it's very easy for your mind to stray and start thinking about eating that box of donuts or going for that bag of Cheetos. So a great way to combat that is to stay busy. This is the perfect time to clean out the closets, clean out your car, sort through some photos, put up some pictures in your house that you've been meaning to do, read the books that are collecting dust next to your bed, and a whole host of other things that can keep you busy to prevent the boredom that causes people to eat a bunch of junk. Another cause of stress eating are bad habits. Are you the one that sits in front of the TV at the end of the day with a bag of popcorn or some salty chips or maybe a pint of ice cream? If that is you, there's a way to combat that as well. One thing that Arabs do that's an awesome habit is they eat foods that are challenging to eat so you don't eat as much of it. Foods like sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds and even pistachios in the shell. You need to work for your food, you need to get rid of that shell, and the reward is like a tiny little seed. So you can plow through like a whole bag of sunflower seeds and not really eat that much compared to eating like a bag of Doritos or something like that. One thing I like to do at the end of the long day is to drink some tea. I just go buy like 7 varieties of tea that I really like. I stock my cabinet with it, and whenever I get the urge to eat, like late night when I don't really need to, I just drink some tea, and it calms me down, it soothes everything, and it really gets me in the mode to get ready for bed. Another tip I have for you is to avoid trigger foods. Don't bring them into your house in the first place. I'll give you an example. Recently, I went shopping and I saw this carrot cake and I'm like, man, that carrot cake looks really good. I want some.
It's tempting. Sometimes, I don't know why lately, I've been craving carrot cake, but I'm not going to give in to this. I'm looking at it and I know that I could do something a lot healthier at home and take care of that craving.
So I decided to make my own carrot cake using a lot of protein so that I'll feel full and satisfied, so that my insulin doesn't spike, so that I don't get hungry for more sugar, because the more sugar you eat, the more sugar you want. So get rid of those triggers completely from your house and you won't eat them in the first place. Now, a lot of people can't tell the difference between emotional hunger and real hunger. So I'm going to outline some tips on how you can differentiate between the two. Now, emotional hunger is very quick. It's very I gotta eat now. And regular hunger is sort of gradual, As you finish eating your meal, before your next meal, your hunger will eventually get more and more and more until you're hungry again for your next meal. But when you have that emotional hunger where you really want something right away, that is a big sign that this is stress eating. With real hunger, you crave real food. With emotional hunger, you crave carbs or sugar or something super salty like potato chips. So when you're hungry, or when you think you're hungry, ask yourself, can I eat a steak right now? Can I eat a piece of fish? Can I eat some eggs? Then you know you're hungry. But if you are like, no, my stomach is too full to eat those things, but I just want to eat something, that's when you know you're going to cave into stress eating. So as long as you make that mind-body connection, you're less apt to give in to that stress eating. Another question to ask yourself is, does the hunger come from the stomach or from the head? Is your stomach growling? Yeah, you're probably hungry. But if your stomach feels pretty full, but your mind is like, oh man, I could use a brownie right now, or I could use some chocolate, yeah, that's probably stress eating. So if you could differentiate the two, you can learn to be aware, and that way you can make the necessary action to either eat or not eat. You can also ask yourself, are there feelings of guilt or shame after you've eaten? That means you probably caved into stress eating, because you shouldn't feel guilty or shame about eating. If you're hungry, you should eat food and get full. But if you eat and you're like, oh, I wish I didn't eat that carrot cake or cheesecake or whatever it is, then you caved into stress eating. Again, this is all about mind over matter. Making yourself aware is one of the most important things to combat stress eating, because a lot of people, when they give in to stress eating, they don't really think. They're just acting impulsively. And finally, what you can do is ask yourself, on a scale of 1 to 10, how hungry am I? If it's like a 2, you're probably not hungry. If it's a 5, you're probably not really hungry. But if it's starting to be like an 8 to 10, then you should make yourself a meal and feed yourself. And with that, I'm going to share with you a recipe for my lovely little carrot cake. What I love about this carrot cake is it's for one person. So you don't have to buy a huge carrot cake and have it haunt you in the refrigerator every day, beckoning you to eat more. If you make it just the right serving size, you're less apt to binge every day. And plus, this is something I don't really feel bad about eating, because it's made with a lot of good ingredients like egg whites and protein, and it's so easy to put together. Let me show you how. Now it's time to taste the carrot cake. This cake is super moist because it's made with real ingredients. It's not like a hockey puck. I love the addition of the coconut with it. And really, this frosting tastes like the real thing. I mean, you'd never think like a little bit of cream cheese and vanilla yogurt would yield such a creamy consistency, but it really does. I mean, this is good enough for a birthday. So if you want to like multiply the batter by like 5 or 6, you can make a big cake with it if you want for somebody who's like diabetic on their birthday. The macros are awesome with this cake. It's about 260 calories, 8 grams of fiber, 25 grams of protein, and 15 grams of filling fat. So you're not going to be craving much else after you eat this cake. Now, if you want more recipes, check out my YouTube channel, subscribe. You could also get my brand new cookbook at feastinthemiddleeast.com, which has plenty of awesome recipes. I try to keep them pretty healthy. I've also got a dessert section if you want to explore desserts. Get it from my website. So I really hope you enjoy this recipe. If you guys have any tips on how to combat stress eating, leave them in the comments below, because as a community, we can all learn from each other. Now, if you excuse me, I'm going to finish up this cake.